Did you bring it?
Tom did. I tried telling you. Todd says,
And he just thinks it's hysterical. How are you doing?
Well, how are you?
Good. Sorry about you. It's fun to visit with you.
Yeah.
He's a pretty amazing life he has.
You were almost looking.
I was looking at you. Oh, she was.
Picked it up right from.
I just thought she must have spit it out. I didn't know. So I like to take it to her. Look at cigarettes.
This is not it. The other one disappeared. I don't know where it is.
I just realized I never
I mean, good job. You just stay there? I don't know. Not to the bus. I'm learning names. I'm genius.
See you.
Thank you. I'm glad you're here. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning, Miss Amanda.
Happy January 15. Already. Yeah. Oh gosh. Okay. Starting 2019. Let's devote our time to business when we're here, please. And if you have phone calls, I totally don't mind if you get them later, but if you not answer your phone call while you're in here and walk out, that would be great. If your phone rings, $25 to KW Cares.
25.
25.
Yeah.
I don't know what it was.
Slide that in there.
No, I'm not sliding. I didn't know what it was before. I know we've been officially. Oh.
$5. It's been.
Oh, well.
It's been $5.
Well, it's not been enforced. And it needs to be painful. So $25, because we're professionals, we're adults, and we can all turn off our cell phone. And I'm giving you a warning, turn off your cell phone. So if you still don't do it, it should probably be higher than that.
Turn off our cell phone or turn off the ringer?
The ringer. We just don't want it to interrupt the meeting. So again, if you need to take a call, if you need to take a call, just quietly step out. I'm not going to stop you from business and doing the things you need to do. I just don't want it to interrupt everybody else that's in here. So there we go. New for 2019. Best preparation for tomorrow. There's an app. I should do that. Is doing your best today. H. Jackson Brown Jr. So let's get ready for tomorrow by doing our best today. Tell me something good. Virginia.
I'm going to totally sideline you here, okay?
Well, no, hold on just a minute.
Yesterday,
Okay.
I was in Denver at the KW University class on customer experience. And I feel so very, very fortunate that Amanda not only had Amy share the email that invited us all to go, but that when I said, yeah, I maybe want to go, let me know, I got to think about this. She touched back in with me, and we were able to make it all work. And I got to spend a lot of quality time with Amanda, over 24 hours of quality time with Amanda. It was fabulous in a lot of ways. I learned a lot of things. I learned not only in the class things with customer experience, which I'm sure Amanda's going to talk about, but I also learned things on the drive back from Denver that I didn't know about previously. So I really appreciated it, and I really hope the next time one of these emails comes out about these KW University classes over in Denver, that everybody is jumping up and down saying me, and actually committing to your own personal growth. Is that good?
Yeah. All right. Thank you, Virginia. That was more exciting than I was even expecting. Somebody else. Tell me something good. Tiffany.
So this isn't real estate, but my youngest daughter got her first win and her first pin in wrestling.
Very nice. Somebody else. One more. Let's do one more. Somebody.
I wasn't stolen last night.
Are you okay if I mention now that you brought it up?
Yes.
Okay. We did have quite a scare yesterday because Jolene was supposedly at a showing and didn't come back, and nobody get a hold of her, and her husband visited the property and nobody was there. And
he visited like 10 proproperties, and Laura visited like everybody in between. And
so, yes, we went to the point of getting super records, getting what's the OnStar records. Yeah, it was
so sorry. I do feel seriously loved though, because by the time I went into a listing appointment, and the people were so it was a good 2 hours. And I had a phone call right off the bat, and she kind of looked at me like, are you kidding me? So I turned my phone off and put it in my purse. and got in the car and looked down, and I had like 108 missed calls and texts. I mean, my phone was, and I was like, oh my gosh. So I was like, hon, is everything okay? And he's like, oh yeah, I'm at 2 Loma properties, where are you? Like, freaking out. And anyway, of course, everything was fine, because he just thought I was showing, so he figured I'd be 30 minutes. It was just one property. Why was I 2 hours kind of thing? And so I got home, and my son has a checkout sheet. He's like, I've been praying, I've been on actual hands and knees praying, like I've got a checkout sheet. And he had like, find my iPhone uploaded.
Well, it had been almost 4 hours by the time I even got notified. Connie was helping with, so it was more than just, hey, we haven't heard from her in a few minutes.
So on that note, I was asking, when her husband called me, I said, do you guys have Find My iPhone? And he's like, well, if we do, she's the only one that knows how to use it. And so there's Find My iPhone, there's Find Friends, there's, what is it? Life 360. There's some really great things that our families need so they can track us if we don't show up when
Well, and some of a good reminder for your children to never check in on what panic is. I know you guys have a totally different conversation.
They completely felt it. My youngest, who you don't ever hear cuss, if it would have been my oldest, I would have been like, yeah, but he was like, what the shit, Mom? I literally just nonstop, like I was just going to answer. It was, But I think that they were kind of nervous because Laura had a scare this week with a crazy, crazy guy that got in her client's face, screaming, yelling, like threatening to kill him.
I was nervous the guy was going to get out of his truck with a gun. And he got in my client's face, and they were nose to nose, face to face. And I'm like, oh my.
He was a seller?
He was just crazy.
I was going on a showing, and I was meeting him at 4:30, and apparently the guy was, or my clients were about 5 minutes early. Well, the property says no trespassing, private property, so they didn't want to pull in without me. So they were sitting just on the main road. Well, it was the neighbor. And he got in his truck and came out and wanted to know what they were doing sitting in front of his house. And he says, well, I'm just waiting for these, for my realtor, because I'm going to see this house. He says, well, you need to pull in there. And he says, well, I'm not pulling in there without being represented by my realtor.
He's doing
so
the right thing.
When I pulled up, I didn't know the guy was, that guy then pulled in there. The neighbor pulled in there, was waiting for us. And so I didn't know, and I pulled in there, and he starts yelling at my client, and then starts yelling at his wife, and then that guy starts yelling at my client's wife, and then my client's saying, don't yell at my wife. And then he gets out of his truck and gets in my client's face. I mean, they are like, oh, it was not good.
So with these two examples, any idea what the topic right now is? Safety!
Yes, it's important.
So,
Did you guys try to
No, my clients were definitely not going to be neighbors with that guy.
So some of the programs that we named are family or unique to a certain account, like the Find My iPhone, but some of them are friends. You can put friends on there. You can share your password in case of emergency for your calendar, or you can share your calendar with somebody. And so we can do we can do various different things to just make sure if something happens, because that could happen at any time.
Let's not forget the red file.
Yes, and I'm going to say that too. So we do have a red file, and so we'll get everybody copies. We'll email that out. That is when you're at a showing property, you're not showing, or you're just there doing a listing presentation, whatever it is, and you don't feel safe. And if you really, really don't feel safe and you need to leave and run and call 911, do it. But if you're just having one of those, ooh, I really don't like this, you can get on the phone and say, hey, I forgot some of my information for the house. Give me just a second. Call the office and say, hey, I forgot my red file. Can you pull that up for me? So it's something that sounds very...
For 123 Main Street.
Yes, I'm sorry, my file for, and you give the address. And we've got a sheet that gives you all the information. And the office will ask you the questions like, do you feel safe? Do you need someone else to come out there right now? Is it bad enough we need to ask law enforcement to come out? So they'll ask you a series of questions. You can just be like, oh yeah,
so,
yeah.
Let's say the office is closed. What do we do? Because so many times I'm showing when there's nobody in the office, and I'm a single mom. I'm a single mom with nobody who knows where I'm at.
I would say call me with that.
You can call me too, because I know that.
Okay.
I mean, if you call and say you need the red file, we're going to stay on the phone for a little bit and answer questions. And if I don't hear back from you, like in 5 minutes, then
so
we're going to be taking appropriate action.
So most everybody has my cell phone, I think. If you don't, write it down. If you have Josh's, Michelle's. I'm sure Travis would be willing to if you can't get a hold of somebody else and get his cell phone too. So
even though he's in Carbondale.
I'm not
he can still go over there right now. You can text me. Yeah.
It's true. I had my second creeper this year too at a open house. I mean, this guy was cracked out deluxe. Like, now I could tell before he got to the front door. He was in black leather chaps, black cowboy boots, huge black hat, black vest, black, and he comes in. He says, I don't understand why we can't just change deeds on these kind of places. And I'm like, excuse me? And he's like, why do we have to deal with all you real estate agents? And what's the price on this place? And he was running all over the living room, like just going. And I was like, oh, we're asking 308. And so he goes in the master bedroom, starts talking to himself, comes back out and he goes, this is the one. My people will call your people. Bye. And
he was like an agent?
No,
but he has people.
He has
My people will come.
I'm like, do you know where you are? Or what the hell
So
is this?
that's the point. Yesterday they were talking about the importance of buyer consultations. And I can't make you meet somebody here first. I can't make you take a copy of their driver's license. You may not want to do it. But it's a good idea to get to know them first and say, hey, why don't you meet me? We'll do a consultation. It'll take a half an hour. I really want to know how I can best help you, best serve you, find the right house for you. Instead of just, they're assigned call, sure, I'll be right there. Because that can avoid, I mean, if you'd met him here, you'd been like, I'm not going to a house.
What about having a lender with her at her open house?
That's what
Yeah, so, or having somebody else, because that one was at an open house, so they're not all showing.
But there's also that security company that has come here before and has said they will be more than happy to hang out at your open house with you.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and they're
Is
trained
it Citadel Security?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting. Oh,
yeah, but they don't charge a whole heck of a lot when you think about
I was
it.
And for that they might charge a little less.
I
It's
have
not
a
a big
little bit of
event.
security in my purse. So I got that out and set it down behind me. Just in case you made another appearance. No.
Set it on the counter. That's bad though.
You do carry it in your purse, but I bet you when you go on showings, you don't take your purse with you, do you?
No.
It sits
So
in the
on
car.
showings,
Okay, so if you carry, the best place to carry is on your person, not in your purse.
Yeah.
Because if you leave your purse in the car, it's not going to do any good. If you leave it in the kitchen and you're in the master bedroom, it's not going to do any good.
Right.
So,
And maybe some of the door holding your gun, how ways with this.
if you don't feel comfortable and you haven't taken classes, then don't, obviously, there's pepper spray, there's small little tasers. There are a number of things you can do.
She's having spasms.
Oh,
So I go with
oh, I'm about to lose it.
You can get up and leave if you need to. Okay, thanks for everybody else who's in the back. She's having muscle spasms. She's sorry, not sneezing or anything else.
Good Lord. Yeah, I'm just having a.
She's like, I'm like.
So, buyer consultations are a good idea for not only getting to know what your clients need and how you can best help them, for safety too, because a lot of the people, if they are not well-meaning, are not going to say, oh, sure, let me come to your office where 10 people might see me.
Yeah.
They're going to say, you know what, never mind, I'm too busy. And I've had that happen where I say, hey, I'll come, let me grab my business partner and I'll be up there. Oh, no, never mind, I don't want to look. So I say that sometimes even though I don't have somebody sitting next to me that can go with me. Let me grab somebody and I'll be right there. Oh, no. So you could always use that as a quick question to see if there's any red flags. Okay, so for anybody who doesn't know the agents who recently joined us, and if any of you are here, will you stand up? Erin Adams, Donna Justin, Christina Jackson, and Rachel Young. Yeah, we got Christina in the back. And then Donna is in Montrose, so not a lot of you will probably see her. Erin is an established agent. She came over from BO Realty. So if you know her and you haven't seen her or didn't know she joined us, be sure and welcome her.
Drinking out of the fire hose.
Yeah, she is. So make sure she feels welcome. Don't give her a whole bunch more information because she's got more than she needs for KW right now. If you haven't taken a 2019 Red Lines class, contracts class, you're going to want to because there are so many changes to the contracts. And then I just pulled this from yesterday's training. I thought it was really good. Just when something comes up and instead of reacting crazy and being up here with our client when they're up there, we can just be calm and we can respond. We do want to, oh, this isn't really clear. It says respond immediately. That doesn't mean that we need to call back without any information. Immediately could still be half hour. It could be an hour. We don't want to let them go days or long. Listen actively and ask open-ended questions to identify problems. Validate their feelings. Apologies are not enough. They're only the beginning of a possible recovery. Commit to the most satisfactory solutions. some more blur than that. Specifically, who and how the resolution will occur. Deliver your solution before the promised time. So under promise, over deliver. I guess the best way to sum that up is the customer, their good experience or bad experience isn't defined by us. We may think we're doing a great job, and if they don't think that, then they had a bad experience. So we just want to go out of our way to that. So plug for the next class. Next time we have customer experience, if it's here or if it's in Denver, it's a really good class. You should go. Travis, did you have any?
Yeah.
Did you get aha from yesterday?
Stay in contact with them as much as you can. It's something I've said before, but if your client calls you, you're too late. Mm-hmm. And one of the big ones that she said was a client calling you can turn into a 15-minute session of handling complaints, whereas if you're proactive and call them, it can be 3 to 5 minutes of just giving an update. That's really good. Call them before they call you. If you have this thought, oh my God, I've got to call them. Okay, later today. You may wind up getting a call before you call them because you know something's going on. Your spidey senses are tingling.
Yeah, Regina.
I'd add another one on there. Get your checkbook out. And what happened to me, I had a small listing on West Colorado Boulevard or West Colorado Avenue, and we had numerous showings last week. And on Friday night, my client returned home and she could not open, well, her door was open and the key and the lock would not work. So somebody like overturned and wasn't patient and gentle. They broke her lock on her door. And so she was kind of nervous. She's got 2 little kids, you know, and she's, well, yeah, I mean, you don't want to go to bed with a lock, your door wide open.
Yeah.
So, and she's like, well, who did this? And I can't afford to get a locksmith out and blah, blah, blah. And it's like, I will take care of it. I will take care of it. We need to get you safe and take care of these problems. And it just is taking care of your client. How about upping your standards of if that happens, call somebody. If somebody had called me and as an agent and said, hey, Regina, I'm sorry, but this door, it's old, and I'm sorry, I think I jimmied the lock and it broke, it's not locking now. I could have been more proactive in calling her and saying, listen, we got a little problem, we got to take care of it right now, and I can get a locksmith over, or what do you want to do?
But if 30 minutes is elapsed,
yeah,
you're pretty sure somebody can. If it's a day, 2, you don't know if it's 3 days. Who knows how many people could have gained access?
Just a little caveat, not saying that this is what happened, but when you put a lockbox on a house, try the key. I mean, I've had not saying this is the case, but I've not been able to get into houses before.
Especially if they're brand new keys, they're not worn down.
Sometimes you just got to lift the door. Try
Or
it.
pull in.
Right, whatever it is, try your key. Make it easy to show.
So on Thursday between 1 and 2 on the training calendar is customer experience, and the intent there was just to take a couple little excerpts from the class yesterday and bring them to the Market Center on Thursday from 1 to 2. I think the area I'm going to focus on is setting your standards.
That sounds great.
Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you. Okay. Please don't ask co-op brokers for advice. This puts them in a weird spot. It puts us in a weird spot. If you need advice, Travis, Connie, myself, ALC members, Leah, Regina's, I was going to say, all these knowledgeable people who can help answer questions for us. We want to make sure that we're going to the right person, but definitely not the other agent. Because if we're looking out for our client and they're looking out for theirs, if we ask them, how do I do this? Then how do they keep looking out for their client and help you look out for your client? Right. So if they help you, they're not really looking out for their client. And if they don't help you, then you're going to feel like, oh my gosh, they were rude, they didn't help me. And it's not that they mean to be rude. Someone will just tell you, you need to ask your broker, you obviously don't know what you're talking about. So rather than putting yourself in that position, just come ask us, please. So whether it's on the contract, if it's termination, if it's earnest money, inspection, whatever it is, that's not only what we signed on for, we love doing, we want to protect your license and ours. And if you're getting advice from somebody else, you don't know their level of knowledge. You don't know if their office tells you something different, because there are a few practices that offices differ on. And so we want to make sure we're following what our attorney says and the information we're giving out to protect all of our licenses. Travis?
The not really guidance that you might get from another broker, though, would be the trying to work something out. The question of, well, how do you think we ought to handle this inspection item?
Okay.
You know, that would be kind of a way of negotiating, really, if you think about it. You know, this came up on the inspection objection. Well, how do you think we ought to address this? The suggestion that comes from the agent on the other side is probably going to be something that they will ask their buyer or seller to do, because they think that that's a good idea. And it's a way of getting the thing you want for your client. And so use questions as a way of negotiating.
Yes, I guess let me give you a couple examples. My buyer's not going to be able to buy the property. How do I do a termination?
No.
That's a question for us, not them. If something happens with their loan and they're going to have to extend dates, or they just don't need any more information than they need. So if it's how to do an amendment, or what can I put in an amendment, or wording that I need for an amendment, come to us. That's where we help you, because they might help you, and then it might be a little more beneficial to their client, not on purpose necessarily, but it may just be wording that they're thinking, oh, okay, well, this will work for all parties, when we really need to look out for our clients. So if you're not sure, ask us. And if you know that it's something you should ask us. If it's negotiation type, hey, help me, let's figure out something here that can work for both of our parties, then you can ask us. Okay, yay, double disappearing cap. Oh, wait, hold on, I'm sorry, I'm going to say something else. We have a culture of sharing and helping and training. Let's be careful if we don't know the answer. Don't tell somebody. Even if you're well-meaning, like, oh, I think if you just do this and this and this. If you don't know, please encourage that person to go to Travis, Connie, myself, an ALC member, somebody that does know, because I know we mean well, but if...
Who the ALC members are.
Yes, and that's, I'm going to get there here in a second. Well, actually, no, let's just do that now. I think the only one that's not here is Jeff. Okay, so, well, no, we'll do it in a minute because Jolene stepped out. So double disappearing cap. So the first part I'm just going to go over is the disappearing cap. So you refer, not recruit, you refer, because then I have to do all the work of recruiting, or Travis if it's Glenwood or whoever. Capping agent, it means over 2.5 million in production over the previous 12 months. So if you're curious, come to me, I can help you find their production. If you just know they're a mega agent, they're probably over 2.5 if they're well known. So your cap starts at 18. You refer the first agent that joins, not just refers, and they have to be here for 3 months. And this will all happen on your next anniversary date. So 4,500 gets taken off after the first agent is referred. So now you're down to 13,500 for the next year. If you do it a second time, you're down to 9. Third, you're down to 4,500. Fourth agent that's referred that joins, your new cap is 0. Now, if you keep going and you refer to fifth, we're not going to go into the negative, but we'll start on the next year. So then in 2 years, you'll start at 13,500.
What if there's $2,000 on my cap for the year and I brought somebody on? That's
what goes to the next year. Cool. Yeah. So in any 1 year, the most we can do is 18.
Yeah.
But we'll keep adding on. Now, my conversion rates aren't so great that if you refer me 4 people, they're all going to join. Just like if you go on 4 listing appointments, you probably won't get all 4 the first time. So with a 4-to-1, you'd have to refer me 16 people. But I'm telling you, the warm referral is so much better than me just randomly calling and being like, hey, so this is Amanda over here at Keller Williams. If I can say, hey, Ian just told me that I really need to talk to you. He'd love to be in business with you, and I'd love to find out more about you and your business. Can we get together? It goes a long way. So one caveat is they have to name you as their sponsor. Now, I have had situations where somebody in the office referred them, has talked to them, followed up with them, and then they're sitting at the table and they go, I'm going to name, for example, Laura, I'm going to name Lori. Oh, my cousin's KW agent, I'm naming my KW. I'm going to name my aunt. I have a little bit of leeway to work with that because I know that Laura brought them in. But if they say, who's Laura? I think we have a problem because you do have to have that relationship and that warm lead. So, now what makes it the double disappearing cap for these capping agents is they're going to get that same 25% off their cap.
Oh.
Yeah. So now you're not only helping you and your family and your business, you can extend that help to them when they come in.
That's awesome.
That's for capping.
For capping agents, yes. So I'm going to go back just as an example. If you refer new agents, you can still get 10% off your cap for each agent, and you can get it down to 0. So if they're brand new, or if they're licensed for a while but they haven't really done anything, they're going to fall into that under 2.5 million. You'll get 10% off your cap for each one of those guys. As far as those agents, though, they're not going to get that cap because that is for the cappers. And right now, they're only allowing us to do that through June 1st. We're one of the market centers who has chosen to. A lot of them are not. So, not saying that I can't, and we'll talk to the ROP and see if we can extend that when it comes. But right now, it's through June, and so we'll do that. So, Travis.
So she said, if you know somebody in Glenwood, send them to me. But I am doing the coaching, the recruiting for our coaching program too.
Oh, that's true. So technically, actually, if they're new, yeah.
If you know somebody new, somebody really low production, maybe somebody who's licensed less than a year, somebody that you went to school with, somebody who has had their license and has kind of done it, but now their kids have gone to school and they're ready to rock and roll, send them to me. We'll take care of them.
Yeah. So using this math, 4 agents needed that are cappers to get you to 0 cap. So if you'd like to start getting your cap down, let me know. Now if you're the leader of a team or a rainmaker, we can't do this if they're coming to your team. If it's just to the market center, we can. If you are a team member who has a half cap, we still do it. It's just percentage-wise. So it's 25% of your cap isn't 4,500 because your cap is 9, not 18. But if you have more questions, come ask me, and I will explain more. Okay, so some numbers. Last month's new listings in Jujara, we had 278 on the board. Our office had 25. Remax 4000 had 43. Coldwell 39 and Bray 37. So we need to get ourselves in gear and get that going up. Here's our agent count currently. 726 board and MLS members. Keller Williams has 88. Remax has 73. Coldwell is 96 and Bray has 71. So,
well, that's dropped on the agent count, hasn't it?
Yes. There was a whole bunch of agents who did not complete their ethics. Thank you. In fact, there were 350 some that sent out toward the end of the year and said, "Hey, you haven't done this yet. Get it done." 222 as of January 1st that still had not done it, and they got the email that said, "You're going to be shut off if you don't get it. We're giving you a little bit of grace period, but NAR has been a stickler and said we have to drop you from the roster if you have not done it."
Because they couldn't find time to take a 3-hour class.
Yeah, you could take it online.
Yeah.
Chrissy.
I'm just going to say something real quick because it's irritating to me. Read your freaking emails that come from the board. We are adults, we are professionals, act like it.
Yeah.
They have gotten, I'm on the PR committee with the board, they have gotten so many calls, nasty, people yelling at them, nasty emails because they didn't do their crap. Do your stuff.
Yeah, there were even a handful of people who said, the whole entire time I've been a realtor, I never did it. And nobody ever said I had to.
Oh.
Well, they're wrong because when they joined, it said you understand this and NAR requires it, and so.
And it wasn't enforced. A lot of things weren't enforced, and now they're enforcing them. But
and that's all of our
fees. They've made things so much better for us. So cooperate with them. They're working for us, but we need to do our part.
Yeah, and it's a benefit to our industry to have our standards upheld.
Absolutely.
So I would just ask that I never get the call from Jujara saying that it's one of KW agents who
accosted
scream,
somebody at a
who
restaurant.
drug somebody out of a restaurant screaming at them, or
You're kidding
Via
me.
phone call? No, I'm not.
That actually happened?
That actually happened in our board meeting.
Oh my gosh.
I read that.
And they got lots of emails, they got lots of calls that were not nice. They were really pleasant and they are working for us. Please be polite.
And Sherry sent out an email yesterday that was talking about that. And there are, what are there, 7 or is it 11 ways that they are communicating with us?
Yeah, 11.
11.
Yeah.
Emails, texts. I mean, there's no excuse not to know what's going on.
Yeah.
You know.
So there's lots of, we're doing
So
that.
I can say that I was one of those agents who didn't have it. However, I took mine on the online interactive CE credits. That's a link for Jajara. And I did it in 2017, but it did not record. So if you were one of those people who took that class, it didn't record. And if I hadn't gotten that email, I would not have known it. Now, when I got that email that says you have not met this requirement, I took off my printed certificate that I got from that provider, sent it in to Lisa and Tanya at the board. Boom, within 24 hours, it was all taken care of. You have to keep track of those things. And on another, caveat to that is in August or September, I actually got an audit on my educational credentials and my credits from the Colorado Real Estate Commission. So I had to fill out a whole spreadsheet and I had to show proof of all of those classes. So I have everything in a binder. It was very easy for me to pull it out and go, oh yeah, here's my ethics class or whatever it was. So make sure if you're not doing it, I know we want to be paperless, but that was so easy to do something like that.
If you want to be paperless, you can put it on Dora. There's a place where when you log in, you can put your classes in there and scan your certificate, and then you can still be paperless. And my guess is they're probably not going to audit you if they can already look and say, oh, you took this, okay, not going to waste their time.
Or just make a folder.
Yeah.
Every single year that I've renewed my license, every 3 years, I have always gotten audited every single time.
Oh, wow.
I know, my name's on the list.
So keep copies.
And I've been an agent for, since 2005, so almost 14 years. Every single time.
It's likely that you'll get audited. So like I said, keep a paper file. You can put it on Dora if you want to. You can put it in just a,
You can scan it and save it
on a
file.
computer. Yeah, there's multiple ways, but definitely keep it. If you get audited and you have no clue where anything is, you're gonna be hating life. Try to go back and figure out when you took courses and who you took them through and how to get your certificate.
And on Christy's coattails, remember our board are volunteering to do good things and advocate on our behalf. They don't deserve that. And they do deserve that you read the emails.
Yeah, and so we've got, at the board, the employees there are Tawny, Lisa,
Tawny,
and
yeah,
Judy.
I said Tawny.
And they're great. And then we have the board of directors that are volunteer. So yeah, lots of effort on their part to make our local board better. Let's make sure we thank them and appreciate them and be respectful in reading our emails and all that. Okay, so here's some stats. I don't know, is this going to bore everybody or do you guys like these?
We're good. Keep going.
Okay, so listings taken, I've got the last quarter of the last 3 years. So you can see we were down in 2016 month over month, and these is December. We were down 45.8%, but year to date we were up 24.6%. Then in 2017 we were up month over month 57.7%. We were down 8.4%. And then in 2018 where we ended off, we were down month over month 24.4%, and year to date, or year over year, 5.2% we were down. Then listings taken volume. They're going to be close in numbers to the listings taken, but this will also show us our listing volume has actually not decreased as much as the numbers. So we have higher listing prices. So in 2016, our month over month was down 57.4%, and our year to date was up 38.5%. In 2017, our month over month was up 86.8%. Year to date, we were down 4.1%.
Is that GCI?
No, this is listings taken volume. So this is what you list a property at.
Okay.
The first one is listings taken, so unit numbers.
Yeah.
Then listings taken is the volume that we list
What's
at.
the middle one?
The middle one is company dollar. So that is after we bring in all the commissions and we pay all of the expenses. Where do we end up? So 2016, month over month, we were down 23.5%. Year to date, we were up 22.1. 2017, we were down month over month 20.5%, and we were down 0.6% year over year. Last year, we were up both of those. Month over month was 70.5, and year to date was 3.9. So yay, our office. And then how that affects you guys directly. If you're getting profit share because you've grown your profit share tree and helped grow the market center, we're also doing well with profit share. So 2016, we were down 87%. Year to date was up 41.6. 2017, we were down 100% month over month. And then year to date was 8.6. 2018, month over month, we're the same as last month. Year to date, we're up 3.9. And we've been getting our expenses down and getting listings. We're going to have another listing contest soon. We'll get everybody going with that.
Question on that.
Yes.
So then, does that mean that it didn't pay profit share on those other 2 years?
It just means there wasn't a percent increase. So it was either the same or the same might have been 0. I can't remember what we had for.
Sure. If there is a negative month if we don't have a profit, then it won't profit share. Yeah. So that will affect.
Just for that month, though?
Yes. And there has to be a certain amount in there to profit share, so there might be a very small bit, but if it's not a certain amount, then we don't profit share. Like if we had $5, we're not going to profit share off that. But yeah.
Can I just say that this is the first time in 2018 that the company, since the beginning, has been profitable all 12 months.
Yeah.
We had a profit every single month of 2018.
Honestly, it has a lot to do with all of you all, you office people.
Amen.
Seriously.
It's good.
Thank you.
Seriously. Yeah.
So yeah, year 11, and we made profit every month. So exciting. Okay, so then this is how we compare to Grand Junction. I don't have all of the numbers up here for all the offices, but I'm going to start putting those out. So Grand Junction Area Realtor Association. I have all of these numbers. Our month over month, you can see they're down. Closed units, 22%. Closed sales volume, 23%. Listings taken, 22%. Listings taken volume, 22%. Listings that went under contract were down 33%, and the volume was down 14%. Now the year-over-year change, because I can't pull all these numbers from last year, because it's a hot sheet thing. Year-over-year, I did it the pink. So negative 28, they're down that much. They're down 15% in closed sales volume. They are up in listings taken and listings taken volume. Now the box below here is how we compare to Dejara. So closed units, month over month, we are 61%. We're outpacing them. 11.98% year over year, we're outpacing the board. So actually, these are some really good closed units and closed sales volume. We're outpacing them, both of those categories. Listings taken, we're down below the board. So 22% listings taken month over month and 4.26% year over year. Listings taken volume down 12% under the board. And the volume is, or the year over year is down 75.13%. And our listings under contract and listings under contract volume are down 42 and 60. So, way to go in closed units. That's awesome. Need to keep going with listings so that we can continue to have closed sales.
Would it carry over from the previous year or something?
Like if you got a listing in
Because if you got positive on the 2 top ones, defies logic that it would be.
No, we could have a lot of buyer sales too, though.
Yeah.
Are you looking at the listings
yeah,
and not including the buyers?
Yeah. So closed units is going to be buyers and.
Oh, got it.
And the listings that we sell, but the listings that we sell is also broken down at the bottom.
And it is possible that we could be up month over month and year over year, but if we're lagging, if we are less up than the board is overall, we'll come out as a negative.
Yeah. And so a lot of these numbers that we're seeing in December were from work that was done 3 months earlier, because we're in a 90-day cycle business.
Like
so,
bold?
Like bold. Like bold, yes,
Bold.
absolutely.
Work that was done
Because we
during
did
bold.
August and September bold. So, yes, the numbers show that when we do things like that to raise our business, so it's a good thing, it's profitable, and we'll see it in our business. Does anybody have any more questions on numbers? And I've got it broken down. I got to finish up Montrose, but I'll have it broken down between Grand Junction, Glenwood, Montrose, and then I'll have them all together how our 3 offices are comparing to the 3 boards. So, okay, upcoming trainings. Today we have setting up Playstore website with Travis at 1. So whether you're new or you've been here and you've never set up your Playstore website, you can come and he'll help you. Honestly, I like the Playstore website a lot better than the eEdge website. You don't have to use one or over the other. You can make the choice.
Josh, do you want to sit in and tell me what I'm doing wrong?
He'd love your critique as an instructor.
I would recommend, and you guys have heard this before, especially if you're new, set up your Playstore website.
Yeah.
Okay, just get that one set up. And as a side note, we've had some of us in the office have been able to beta test the new KW command. For right now, guys, just get your contacts in eEdge. It was 2 clicks. It's an integration that they've got. It's just going to feed right over. It's going to be easy peasy. So don't let the new technology stump you from just continuing to add into that contact management database, because it's going to integrate. I integrated everything over. It had all of my notes from Market Leader and eEdge in there that I had written. So most of the stuff is just going to transfer over. I thought it would just be we would export our contacts and export it back in.
Not even that much.
It's so easy. It's an integration. So we got Google Calendar integrated. We got Facebook, Twitter, Google AdWords. They've got all of this stuff that are going to be integrated, and they just had. If you guys, all you guys can watch these videos too, but they're planning more integration. So if you've got, they built a platform where they can add other vendors into that and make it play nice with all of our stuff, whether you're Boomtown or a lot of these third party. There's going to be a lot of third party integration that's going to be coming, and it's going to be really neat. So continue to use eEdge because it's going to be write your notes, do your thing in there, and it's all going to transfer over.
So back to that quote I said, the best way to prepare for tomorrow is to work hard today. Start putting those things into eEdge, like I said, and it'll make that integration much easier. Don't wait, because then you're not only going to be learning the new way the software works, but then you're also going to go, oh, I need to put in my contacts. And you're going to be doing a lot more, and it's going to be more stressful. You put in all your contacts if you don't have them in eEdge now. Do that, and mine integrated over. I was like, oh, how did I get all these people in command? Oh, yeah, because I put my password in for eEdge, and it transferred them all over.
The calendar says that Ignite is Monday and Wednesday. When is Ignite this month?
I thought it was Tuesday and Thursday.
Okay, so don't look. I have an old calendar. I'm sorry. Okay. So other than Ignite,
It's up to date.
let's just go with, let me just go with, setting up Playstore website. Tomorrow is book club. Some of you may have orientation at Jajara. Lead gen on Thursday, and then a short 2 to 3 p.m. customer experience. Just going to give you some of the highlights from the customer experience class and how to make sure that you're going out of your way to give your customers a good experience. Leah.
What is the Legion on Tuesdays and Thursdays?
It is
in here?
It's doing lead gen.
Yeah.
So just like in our little spots or in here? Or
In here, what we do is we spend the first 20 minutes talking about scripts and talking about doing it. Then we go do it for 40 minutes, and you can pick a corner. You can sit right here. You can go to your cubby, to a conference if you want to join. It's open to anybody.
So any of the classes in the lead gen are put on by Travis through the productivity coaching program. Anybody's welcome to attend. So anybody can come do lead gen. Anybody can come sit in the class and learn about the customer experience. They can come and do the 8x8 touch or the 33 touch, or any of those classes are open to anybody.
Yeah. The calendar is correct on my KW.
Okay, I just pulled mine up from an email, so. Okay, so I do see that Jolene stepped out, but real quick, if you are here from ALC, Joan Ashurst, Jolene Pies, Jeff Pleasant, Deanna Miller, and Regina Stout, will you come up here so that everybody can see who you are and they know who the ALC is? And then I'll be putting out a some pictures and information with them.
Hello, hello. Do we courtesy?
Yeah. So 3 of our 5, we have 5 on ALC this year, and we're gonna do some great stuff with
Working for
committees.
you.
Yes, definitely. Yes.
Thanks
We're here
On
for
that
you.
note, can I plug?
Yes, please.
So KW Cares, we have Red Day coming up before we know it. So next month, our KW Cares committee is going to meet and choose the recipient of Red Day. So if you guys have any great organizations that you feel that we as a group of KW can step in and help, please let us know, because if we're not aware of them, we can't get out there and help them. So kind of be brainstorming about that. You know, you're welcome to come to the meeting. I'll make sure that it's on next month's calendar if anybody wants to attend. We'll probably just go over the ones that we have, that people have put out there, and then determine which one we're going to use or we're going to help. And so any organizations you feel like we can help, just keep it in mind and let us know.
So we'll get some more committees going, get you information about that so that you can help serve on a committee and help our Market Center grow and get better. And so we have these 3 ladies, and then Jeff Pleasant and Jolene had to step out. So Jolene Pies is also there. So thank you so much. So if you have questions, these are some of the ones that I was talking about, our experience. They know what they're doing, so good people to ask. If you can't get a hold of, when I say can't get a hold of Travis or I or Connie, give us a little bit. Don't be like, oh my gosh, I called twice in the last 15 minutes, I can't get a hold of them. If it's an emergency, then go ahead and talk to somebody else. If it's something that can wait, we might be in a class, we might be in a meeting, we might be in a call. Sorry, I'm trying to. Okay, and then